Good morning, everyone. So, I wanted to come in to share some love, to spread some good energy with you guys in these right now moments. And most importantly, act like a fake spiritualist, though I'm a master of science and psychology, and I have strongly developed my spiritual psychology while teaching at a college in Georgia for a semester. But anyways, I am on my morning stroll doing a walk-run meditation, and I'm slowing down because I wanted you guys to get some of this good energy. We are definitely in fall season, though we are still in summer. School is back in session. The colleges are filled up with people looking for a promising future according to their family values, and I am definitely loving every beautiful face looking and receiving that good energy of these good educational values that our leaders within the universities are here to bestow upon those scholars, our future leaders. I wish everyone a good journey, whether you're just starting out or whether you're finishing your bachelor's level or your master's level or your doctorate's level, or if you're just heading to the high school or junior high and you're on my Facebook social media profiles. Thank you for those who, celebrate with me this journey. I have absolutely loved, I love speaking to you guys in regards to, where I have been in life and knowing and understanding where it is that I am going. Right now, I have been on a small break in my doctoral journey to whence I need to complete my dissertation in order for me to go ahead and do my residency and get back into my scholarly coursework. But those who know me know that I should have been a doctor April 2023 and then again this July 2025, but I had to, take a little bit of time out for family due to circumstances beyond my control. God asks you to take care of yourself and learn what it is that you need to learn. And I am grateful for the knowledge because I get to share it with other peers to whence they've already been there and done that. So I'm always grateful to speak with other doctors in regards to, the journey that they have been on and what made them go into their expertise of being knowledgeable of their favorite, mastery experience is what life is about. But we all have these good memories that we are creating in these right now moments. We also are in hurricane season. So for those who know me, you know that I'm all into climate psychology too. I did a freaking 20-page thesis on it in my doctoral journey. So I'm always loving how our weather gets used as, a war tactic. But anyways, for those who absolutely know, much love to all joining in. I'm a little bit out of breath. It's humid out here, but I'm definitely enjoying my body sculpting. This is the second week of August 2025. Though this video is timeless, shall this video reach you next year? Whatever messages that you are needing and are being led to, I'm grateful to have put this video on. Now, I definitely enjoy meditating, whether I'm running, whether I'm walking, reading the Bible, reading my policies and procedures, creating new policies and procedures. Much love to those who are out there authoring new books of the season. I've seen a lot of creators sharing their new books. I almost started speaking Latin. Much love to all the Latin honors members who have been definitely helpful in this season. I'm enjoying your occult sciences. It's always amazing to be able to, be in the know without knowing. Grateful for the golden age. Some of the old is getting tossed out as we create new babies. I'm always like, I want a new baby. Well, my new babies look like, a new book, a new website, a new something to put your passion and your love into. Whether it's artwork, whether you're writing, whether you're doing research, Life is about research. We are all naturally little scientists. I absolutely love the humans at various stages in life. I've worked 14 years in a psych hospital, and I've worked with ages 4, and the oldest I've worked with was 102 for Jerry Psych. So it's always amazing to see mental health from ages 4 through 102 in the psych hospital, It's amazing. Much love to those who are tuning in. I'm just spending a little time with you guys in nature. I had a lot of messages asking, why don't you come do a live? So I've been doing lives. I will be doing lives on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. Much love to all the influencers that are like, good job, Brittany. It's great to see you back doing a live. I did a live yesterday. So, I used to be a YouTuber before the pandemic occurred. And, when the pandemic occurred, Biden signed in an order for those people to watch our social media, whether it's legal or illegally. And of course, those who can do it legally, they rather do it illegally, so they don't have a reason to be watching your social media. I'm grateful for all those who have been in situations that I have been in. A lot of influencers had been attacked in their local towns in regards to, people using CPS and DHS. You'll see a lot of celebrities having to go through that. A lot of YouTubers having to go through that. A lot of people have their kids taken away, whether they have a husband or not. These people are really that, I wouldn't say trashy, but their mindsets are not all there. And it's just horrible to see, especially for our leaders who don't have the new knowledge, and they don't want to know the new knowledge. They want to run their towns how they want to run their towns. And we don't care who you are on social media. Well, luckily for me, I have been in a certain job category that I created for myself, not needing those people in the hospitals and the outpatient programs to give me a job. You know, I did a lot of life coaching and research and development for other influencers and doctors and preachers and teachers and lawyers. You know, I've seen them all in the psych ward too. So we just finished a 3-mile one way. We're going to turn around and go the other way. Good morning. It's not even hot out here, it's just humid. Burning off these calories. A body in motion stays in motion. I don't care what size you are. A body in motion stays in motion. I'm absolutely enjoying our international men and women vibing to our politics over here in the USA. I'm grateful to, you know, learn from you guys and your perspectives internationally. The global scale is definitely powerful. Always tap into your global scale. Therefore, it'll trickle locally. Every time you go outside of the home, always consider yourself a leader, regardless of what your job title, regardless of what your educational background is. Even in your home, you're a leader, right? Now, for those who don't know, I have books out, Fire and Desire, written in 2019. Put your play clothes on as well. La Maison Royale is a 21-day mindfulness journal. And I've written that for people who were on their journey to stop smoking, stop drinking, starting exercising, you know, stopping the faulty negative thinking, stopping old ways. And it's truly a good behavior modification guide. People that know me know that I have been doing behavior modification programs since 2008. I absolutely enjoy sharing with people. You know, it takes 21 days to reprogram yourself, and sometimes it only takes 7 days. For those who have been joining in on my body sculpting, we are on midweek of body sculpting, and I have been walking and running all week, and I will definitely make sure I give a midweek update of the body. I'm loving all the pictures you guys are showing of your results. Thank you for always including me in. Thank you for tagging me in pictures and videos. You guys are absolutely amazing. I've been learning these new applications on the freaking iPhone. And you never know who tries to clone your phone to learn what it is that you're learning. But I've been doing qualitative and quantitative data analysis at the mastery level since 2019. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a social worker. I believe in behavior modification, not, oh, let's sit and talk about it, or let's just take these drugs and forget about it. No, you have to get up and get to work, working on yourself. Whatever you're trying to modify of your behavior. So I've been doing this at a mastery level since October 2019, but also been doing research at a doctorate level since November 2019 too. So, you know how they try to crown Jesus before his time. That will hit on so many levels for those who understand. Hello. There's another path, you guys. Always go off the path. You know, sometimes the path of least resistance is that of going off the normal route, you know. If you're in a community that is normal to have no education, well, when you're in a community that is normal to be highly educated, there's a difference. There's cultural dissonance. Not abnormal psychology, but cultural dissonance. Put in the description, in the comments, a description of cultural dissonance. Good morning. So, when I'm talking to people in regards to these politicians and given my, you know, expertise at the mastery level, the doctorate level, have not been ascertained via, oh, I have completed it, you know, that documentation, but you have done the research and you should have completed it, right? Life circumstances ask you, okay, can you master this other level? Do you really want to do that expertise? Do you really want that to be your dissertation? So you have these little certifications alongside of your coursework, right? That you can go into having mastery and all kinds of things. So pretty much the golden age is about trashing, not trashing, but educating the masses on cultural dissonance. And when you're posting about it, in the comments you can see the cultural dissonance and where people's perspectives are. You know, cultural dissonance versus abnormal in a society. Well, what society are you in? You know, if you're in a society of those who are less educated, well, it's not abnormal when you're the educated one. It's cultural dissonance. Because for you, you have educational values, but for those who are uneducated, they don't value it. All we need is a small town job to pay our mortgage lease at the bank, because no one truly owns a home unless you pay cash for it. There's a difference between owning a home and leasing a home through the bank as opposed to leasing from the property management company. Instead of getting a mortgage through the bank, you're leasing from the property management company.
Go on and do my job.
So when people are like homeowners, I'm like, oh wow, where are the people who are paying cash for these homes? Because I need to be educated on how I can pay cash for a home and not mortgage through a bank. Because Donald Trump has truly cracked down on these banks using systemic abuse. Whether it's via credit, whatever it is, it's a form of systemic. You can't have a house because, no, you can always have a house. Your house is really your body. Where do you want your body housed in? Where do you want your camp? What does your camp look like? You know, and I've stayed in the luxury community pretty much all my adulthood, my children and I. And it's very, you can see when they bring down the property value and they start allowing all types of people to live there. So you have to move along with your children because you can't be around a certain type of lifestyle. And it always happens when the property is bought by a different stock brokerage. They always downgrade the property instead of upgrading the property. And you'll see how the downgrade in your neighbors are due to fair housing, you know? So I really feel that Donald Trump should get rid of fair housing laws, because when you hit a certain level in life, instead of you living in a luxury community, whether it's a condo or an apartment home or a townhome, when you're in communities that value buying houses, well, y'all don't even buy houses because y'all don't have cash to do so. All you guys are doing is mortgaging a lease through the bank. And they're like, well, nobody can't take our, well, yeah, if you don't pay the lease through the bank, they can foreclose on you. Foreclosure is just another term for eviction. Instead of you dealing with a property manager, you're dealing with what? The person that is over your mortgage, your lease. So where are the homeowners who pay cash for their homes? Because I need to know how I can accrue this cash, this revenue, so I can buy a home with cash and actually be a homeowner, not someone who mortgages a lease through the bank. The American dream is to pay cash for the home, not to mortgage a lease through the bank. And again, that is cultural dissonance to some people because they value, oh, I have a high credit score because of the credit system being brought in 1990. You know, if they got rid of that credit system, you'll see that we're not in $1 trillion deficit in USA because why? We don't have people putting it on their credit. Show me where the people are that are paying cash for everything instead of credit. And most of the people with credit have no education. So those are like poor values. It's like we value this in another person, but for us, we don't value it in our home. So this is why I don't do the lower Christian churches. I stick with Catholicism because Catholicism is the highest form of Christianity. But I also see things as science, so I don't do those low morals within higher education, but I am able to see those in those different educational brackets, spiritual brackets. I've heard some very nasty conversations, and I'm just like, wow, people, it's not like, wow, they actually talk like that. It's like, wow, you choose to not understand a higher level perspective that's valued in academia. And I always love working with the international doctors and the international masters because the science is pure. The science is pure. There's a difference. Whew. We passed the 1.5 mile on the way back. Much love to all who've joined in while I am emptying my salts to fill it with the fruit of wisdom. I don't like anyone that doesn't value education. I mean, you see our celebrities getting an education so people can't trash talk them to say, oh, you're just a performer, you're not an educator. Well, we have celebrities that are doctors now that have been in R&B, rap, pop, country, you know. It's like these celebrities became millionaires and they're like, you know what, I want my bachelor's, or I want my master's, or I want my freaking doctorates. Why? Because I've already succeeded at this. I want something else to succeed in. You know, I've been a celebrity rapper or R&B artist or pop or country singer since I was a kid. I want to do something different so people can know that I value certain things. So it's always amazing to see these celebrities pop out. Oh, I got my freaking doctorates. It's like they took all the experience and they applied it to the coursework, right? So anyone that says something negatively about education truth be told, you're not a real leader. You're not a true leader if you have not mastered your educational background. And that's why I love seeing these celebrity doctors, lawyers, you know, because those are the people that they have to hire for those different cultural backgrounds. So it's not always broadcast, right? I just love it. Hello. And you guys have already know that I've already said that we should never have police officers or military people, personnel, who don't have a higher level education. You guys are just mental health techs in a hospital, but you have vehicles that says police on them or state trooper on them, whatever it may be. So anybody that has to deal with the law has to have a higher level of education. If Donald Trump was to put that in office, you'll see $1 trillion deficit go down. Honestly. People are like, defund the police. No, fund the police and have them get a higher level education. Put them out there and have them educate people who don't have an education. That's all Donald Trump said in D.C. People are like, they're trying to kill our children. Well, the children need to be educated by their families, and now we have to do it. Now we got to send in the National Guard because our police aren't to be trusted. We have to come in and see over what you guys are doing. Hey, hey. All right, you guys, so we're almost finished at the end of this trail. Again, thank you for joining in. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listening to my office politics. You know, I've been in office politics forever. And to see actual politicians do their thing, you know, it's office politics in every stage, every arena that you work in. So again, cultural dissonance versus abnormality in a society that's not for your culture. They have their own set of values of how they see their leaders with an education. That's a system that is being destroyed in the golden dawn, in the golden age. Much love to everyone who is out there celebrating our new golden age. All right, you guys, so make sure you follow me on X. Make sure you follow me on Threads and Instagram, as well as YouTube. I am bringing education back. I am so appreciative of all the doctors who have been winning their cases, removing felony charges that was done under Biden administration. Now we have the Trump administration in. These professionals are highly educated and know what they're needing to do to move their society forward. As we move society forward, our technology will continue to advance. And when there's an advancement in the economy, there's an advancement in thy bank account. Much love.